So we outside, and I decided to do this video a little bit different instead of going live, but we outside. It is, let's see what it is, June 28th, 2026, and it's approximately 8:51 a.m. on that eastern side. We flipped the poles. It might be Western Gregorian calendar. You already know. We done flipped them poles, so it might be Western Gregorian calendar. So I'm coming on here on a video. I'm going to upload this video here. But let's just see what's in the energy, okay? So I was just shuffling through. Of course, it's Sunday, so I'm at the laundromat. I'm washing my clothes. And I'm like, damn, let me go ahead and do a video while I'm out. If you hear any snoring, that is my son in the front seat. That's why I'm in the back seat. However, I might start doing these from the back seat from now on. But if you hear any snoring, that's my son up there sleeping, getting his little rest in. It's raining outside. It's nice. It's cloudy. It's a nice little vibe to me. I like this type of vibe, although the sun is my favorite, okay? But I like this type of vibe because it gives you a time to think, right? It gives you a time to think, to reflect, right? To renew, to regenerate. A lot of folk like to lay around, and that's the best thing to do in order for you to regenerate, is to rest, right? So let me roll this window down just a tad bit here, and let's go ahead. I already did a pre-shuffle, but let's go ahead and welcome in the energies, and let's give it a knock, and let's just see what's in the general energy pushing into July here. So now we're at the end of June, Gregorian calendar, June 28th. So divine and spirit, what kind of messages are going to come out, just in general, right? Just in general, for the divine collective, for anyone that's going to receive this video, receive these messages. What would you like for us to hear, for all energies, all souls, all lost souls, even those that don't have a soul? Come through with your truth at this time. We thank you. We accept you. Ashe. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Let's see what's going to come out in the energy here, okay? So I got the Oracle deck. I have the Oracle deck, and we have a pile that came out so far. So I'm also looking at Pennsylvania, okay? Pennsylvania, Florida, South Dakota, okay? Pennsylvania, Florida, South Dakota, Georgia, okay? And with Pennsylvania, I'm looking at Levittown, CC&Rs, Federal Housing Administration. Housing covenants governs the use of real estate conditions, restrictions, okay? I'm also looking at South Dakota, Sundown Town, Lemon, 1919, prohibited blacks, okay? Now with Florida here, okay, and Georgia, Florida, I'm looking at Gulfport, 1950, Sundown Towns, J, 175 black residents were unalived, 1920, 1930. In 2024, Welcome to J documentary could be relevant. OCOEE, 1920 massacre, 2018 could be relevant. Zephyr Hills, sound like I was writing I sound like I'm a DJ. ZEPHYRHILLS, okay? So that's right there. Where is it at the bottom, if you can see that there? All right, so we got Florida, Georgia, South Dakota, and Pennsylvania that came out. Let's look over what just dropped out of the pile here, okay? So I'm looking at the intersection of human consciousness with divine intelligence here. So something about the intersection of human consciousness with divine intelligence came out, okay? An elephant is going to come out with a message. You are power. I grant you more wisdom and longevity. I grant you stability. Use your intuition. Be cautious of your physical strength. Build it up. Life is crazy but full of wonder and mystery. I am reminding you that you are protected by Mother Earth. Use your maternal instincts, okay? Whatever's going on, use those maternal instincts here, okay? Spirit guides are on the way, right? Guidance, wisdom, protection, support is on the way because of backstabbers, okay? Double agents are already out there too. Double agents, okay? And then you have the judicial branch interprets laws, determining the meaning of laws when disputes arise, okay? So backstabbers, the judicial branch, somebody's getting ready to, if they're not already facing the law, Somebody's getting ready to face the law, and you got double agents that's right next to the judicial branch. Spirit guides are on the way, and the spirit guides could be double agents as well. But you also have double agents that's connected to backstabbers. You are the intersection of human consciousness with divine intelligence, okay? And this could be people from Florida, Georgia, South Dakota, or Pennsylvania, or it could be someone affected from these states here, okay? The elephant came through with a very strong message as well. All right, so we're looking at NAADC, North American Aerospace Defense Command Center is coming out. Deep Underground Military Bunker Systems is coming out. Okay, and that's falling next to South Dakota and Pennsylvania here, okay? The 13th and 14th amendments is going to fall next to elephant. And remember, you are the intersection of the human consciousness with divine intelligence here. Mount Weather Base is coming out. Deep Underground Military Bunker System as well, and it's falling next to backstabbers here. Don't worry, the spirit guides are on the way. So now we have 3, 6, 9. We have 11 out. We're going to go ahead and get a total of 13 of these out. We need 2 more divine and spirit. We need 2 more. Thank you. And then we're going to look up a few of what just came out here, okay? And see how we can connect this story and see what the storyline is saying. Thank you, divine. I got some names. I'm looking at Cook, Gutierrez, Ortiz, Cooper, Peterson, Bailey, okay? That's 12. Give me 1 more divine and spirit. Thank you so much. All right. Oh, a lot just fell out here. I'll take this one here. And this is talking about religion justified the conquest. Okay. And that is our 13th portal. So now it's time for us to dive into what just came out here. All right. So we're going to put these bad boys to the side here. Put it right here. All right, so now we're going to look up well, what is a double agent? Okay, so let's go to Google and let's look that up. What is the definition of double agents? Oh, okay, she don't want to say it. Let me see. She said, a double agent is an intelligence operative or spy who feigns loyalty to one organization or country while secretly working for an opposing side. Okay, their primary function is to feed false information, disinformation to the first side, or to uncover and report on the first side's operatives to the second side. Okay, so it's right next to spirit guides are on the way. And then you also have Mount Weather Base here, as above so below, with everything that we're talking about. So the controlling service, the organization that recruits or turns the agent, ultimately believing the agent is spying for them. The target service, the opposing organization the double agent is actually loyal to and passing secrets to. Disinformation, providing fake intelligence or intentionally leading the controlling service to capture or target the wrong operatives. Triple agents, an agent who appears to be a double agent to the first side but is actually still loyal to the controlling service, essentially deceiving the target into thinking they have successfully recruited the agent here. So historical examples would be Robert Hansen, an FBI agent who worked as a double agent for Soviet and Russian intelligence services for 2 decades. Aldrich Ames, a CIA officer who compromised numerous covert CIA assets to the KGB. And then you have Dusko Popov, Popov, a World War II double agent for the British M16, the German Abwehr, and the Yugoslav government. So we'll get into how is a double agent made. Voluntarily defection. An agent from one country secretly offers their services to a rival country, often due to ideology, financial incentives, or blackmail. Turning a captured spy. When a country discovers an enemy spy, they may use the threat of execution or imprisonment to force the spy into changing the sides or working on their behalf. So with that being said, you have double agents that are right under spirit guides are on the way. They're also connected to the judicial branch that is interpreting laws, determining the meaning of laws when disputes arise. And then you also have double agents that are being backstabbers. So that explains why triple agent is out here as well. Well, not out here in the portals, but in the definition. So now, we have Mount Weather Base. But let's see. Let's look up Mount Weather Base, because double agents is diagonal to backstabbers. Backstabbers is in between. Spirit guides are on the way. So spirit guides are on the way due to backstabbers being at Mount Weather Base. And we're going to look that up. Where is Mount Weather Base located? She don't want to talk. What the fuck? Okay, so the Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center is located in the Blue Ridge Mountains on the border of Loudoun and Clark counties in Virginia, approximately 48 to 60 miles west of Washington, D.C. 19,844 Blue Ridge Mountain Road, Blue Mount, Virginia, 20135 is the address. Now the coordinates, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys, maximize it a bit so that way you can see it, okay? All right, so general area, it is easily accessible off State Route 601 between the towns of Blue Mount and Percival. Okay, and then of course it's going to give you driving directions through MapQuest or Waze Live Map. Okay, so Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center, and then we're going to type in Mount Weather Base Deep Underground Military Bunker System.
The Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center, also known as the High Point Special Facility, is a deep underground bunker in Virginia. Operated by FEMA, it serves as the central hub for the U.S. government's continuity of government plan.
Okay. So, let's see here. It is at the border of Loudoun and Clark counties, like we already said. Its primary purpose, emergency relocation site for the highest levels of civilian and military leadership in the event of a catastrophic national emergency. The underground specifications, it was built in the late 1950s by the Army Corps of Engineers. The sprawling subterranean complex has an estimated size of 600,000 to 700,000 square feet. Its crucial infrastructure and protective measures are engineered to sustain self-contained operations for hundreds of people for months. Tunnel roofs are reinforced with approximately 21,000 iron bolts driven to 8 to 10 feet into the rock. The entrance is sealed by a 34-ton, 5-foot-thick blast door. Life support includes a 500,000-gallon drinking and cooling water reservoir, an emergency diesel power plant, wastewater treatment, a fully equipped hospital, and a crematorium. Houses, office spaces, dormitories, and underground cafeterias, and a radio television studio. It includes hardened communication nodes directly linked to the White House Situation Room and the Pentagon's Raven Rock site. The facility is designed to keep a skeleton crew of government officials between the number of 75 to 100 people, briefed and prepared to take over the country if the active elected government is incapacitated. Mount Weather effectively operates as its own municipality with its own police force, fire department, and internal regulations. The federal government actively continues to award contracts and upgrade HVAC and subterranean features at the facility to maintain its readiness. Okay. All right. So that's as above, so below, right? You have Mount Weather Base, which is right here in Virginia. And It's right next to backstabbers, and then it's under the 13th and 14th Amendments here. Okay, so what is a quick definition for the 13th and 14th Amendments?
The 13th Amendment ended slavery nationwide. The 14th Amendment, on the other hand, granted citizenship to all those born in the country and guaranteed equal protection under the law for everyone.
Okay, so keep in mind you would have to be a citizen, but being a citizen means that you are the property of those that control their systems, right? So the 13th Amendment was supposed to have abolished slavery and involuntary servitude, but then we were pushed into, or we volunteered ourselves into working here, okay? Another slave system, okay? The only exception allowed is a punishment for a crime for which a person was duly convicted. The 14th Amendment basically outlined it granted citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the U.S., including formerly enslaved people. It also contains the Due Process Clause and Equal Protection Clause, which prohibit states from denying any person fair treatment or equal protection under the law here, okay? So that's and then we also have the North American Aerospace Defense Command here, okay, which is falling on top of the 13th and the 14th Amendment, Mount Weather Base, and then those 6 names that we named, which was Cook, Gutierrez, Ortiz, Cooper, Peterson, and Bailey. So let's go ahead and look up the North American Aerospace Defense Command Center. North American Aerospace Defense Command Center, Deep Underground Military Bunker System.
The North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, uses the Cheyenne Mountain Complex as its deep underground military bunker system. It's located in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and was built to serve as a secure, alternate command center during the Cold War, designed to withstand a nuclear attack.
All right. So you have 2 deep underground military bunker systems. You also have backstabbers out here. You have South Dakota, Pennsylvania, Florida, and Georgia, right? Let's see. And then you have religion justified the conquest. So I'm kind of intrigued as to what does that mean. Religion justified conquest.
Religion has often been used to support territorial expansion and conquest throughout history, even colonialism. These actions were often tied to economic and political gain, but also to religious beliefs that saw conquest as divinely ordained.
Okay, so that takes me back to story time. I used to work for an organization, nonprofit organization called Volunteers of America, and they were basically organized by a missionary group. Okay, now I'm familiar with missionaries coming into the country, onto the land, not even the country but onto the land, and forcing those who did not want to believe in religion. They basically unalived them, right? And that's the whole theme of Thanksgiving there, okay? From what I'm learning, all right? You may have your own perspective, and that's cool. We can build and we can learn together. You dig what I'm saying? There is no right or wrong. It's just what we're learning here. And I'm just learning this information despite me being 44 years young, Gregorian calendar, and all I've been taught was Thanksgiving and Christopher Columbus. Okay? So religion was definitely pushed not out of light and love, I tell you that, especially not back then. And if you look at the systems now, especially within the religion community there, you can see how they are totally crumbling and how they don't want to disclose, especially the leaders of those systems, how they have tied themselves to these deities and these gods, and they are actually ran by these deities and these gods, how they will go up there on their stages and perform a great service and give you some great knowledge. Now, don't get it wrong, don't get it misconstrued, but how they play on the emotion and in the energy of what they're being fed and taught to preach on here, okay? And then it's the fact that they leave out so many books and so many ways that they could have taught, especially the Black community, okay? It's just relentless how they went about it and how they're still trying to go about it. within your mega churches, or whether it's your local corner store church. Okay, they all have a script and a doctrine that they have to abide by here. All right, and that is their conquest, that is their lives, and that you will see them crumbling as well. I mean, even so much as you hear Jake's TD being allegedly sleeping around with Diddy P and things like that, and I'm just like, what in the baby powder are we? Oh, and we already saw Franklin Kirk out there stomping his thing around the stage, and you got Hart Kevin who put him out there talking about how he had his thing slanging around the stage while he's talking about some stomp. All my people say stomp. All my brothers say stomp. You dig what I'm saying? So within this message here, spirit guides are definitely on the way. We're at 2034 on the timer. So now I want to pull on some tarot here, okay? And let's see what kind of messages we can get just from tarot in regard to some of these messages that came out. So you have, let's see. We'll start with this first column, and we're going to go ahead with Florida and Georgia, okay? Florida and Georgia. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. We're here with the Divine Collective. We're also here with a lot of energies that came out in regard to military personnel, right? The military systems. We got double agents out here. We got backstabbers out here. But in regard to Florida and Florida and Georgia, what kind of messages are they received at this time? Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. Ashe. All right, so we got two that came out, and I'm looking at the Three of Cups coming out here reverse. Three of Cups coming out here reverse. What's up, Cancer energy? So the first one is talking about exclusion from social groups, right? Overindulgence, group discord, isolation, excessive partying, and betrayal by friends. So if you're in that state, be cautious of that, okay? Also, Six of Cups is coming out here reversed. All right, so that's talking about somebody or something is viewing the past through a rose-colored glass. They need to grow up. And that Six of Cups coming out here reversed, that's talking about Scorpio energies. What's up, water signs? So somebody's trying to move forward. Keep that in mind. Somebody's moving forward, but somebody's also leaving the past behind. They're not looking back. They're moving forward. They're focused on their independence, and for some, that's leaving them stuck in the past. All right, let me get two more. My numbers are 4, 9, or 13. Two more for Pennsylvania. Georgia and Florida. Pennsylvania, you want to come out a whole lot there. Georgia and Florida. Give me two more, Divine and Spirit. Let's see, I'll take the top two here. Justice is coming reversed here. And that's talking about unfairness, dishonesty, lack of accountability, biased judgment, avoidance of consequences, and also legal complications. Okay? Spirit guides are on their way, whatever's going on for those who deserve that guidance, those who have worked for that wisdom, those who have worked for that protection and that support. Spirit guides are on the way. Don't forget that the double agents are also out here. Let me get one more, because you are the intersection of human consciousness with divine intelligence, okay? So the Queen of Swords is also coming out here reversed. Okay, so that's talking about you got Libra energy, and then you got Libra energy again coming out here. Oh, wow. Because you got Justice that came out reverse, and you got Queen of Swords that came out reverse. So somebody's overly emotional, and it's a lot to do with misunderstanding, and it has to do with their chaotic behavior here. It's the cause of their clouded judgment. They're trying to seek clarity, but they can't because of their overly critical and harsh words here. Okay, they've become bitchy and cold with a cold-hearted behavior, and they're easily influenced here. All right? Ouch. Due to you being the intersection of human consciousness with divine intelligence, due to you having the spirit guides on your way, and they feel like you're a double agent, and maybe you are. Kudos to you. All right, so over here with South Dakota, right? So we're looking at South Dakota and Pennsylvania, and I just want to tap into this whole column that's falling under South Dakota and Pennsylvania, and that's the elephant, backstabbers. The judicial branch interprets laws, determining the meaning of laws when the dispute arises here. Okay, so let's see what's going on with this whole column here. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. Ashe. Message. Y'all hear the sirens? Message. Here they come with their little weapons on wheels. Wow. Message. Let's get it. All right, let's see what's coming out. Ooh, okay. So we got the Three of Swords coming out here reversed. So Libra energy is coming out here first. Again, Libra energy. Wow. So this is talking. Did y'all see that? This is talking about beginning to heal from heartbreak. So for some, you're recovering and you want forgiveness, or you're willing to give out that forgiveness, but you're also moving on. You're learning to forgive and you're releasing that grief. Seven of Swords is coming out here reversed. That's that Aquarius energy. So deception is discovered, though. Somebody confessed. Somebody's recovering from that deception being discovered. Yeah, somebody got caught. It's a change of tactics because a lot of folks are using a more honest approach. That's a confirmation. Somebody admitted to the wrongdoing, and I want to say ashe to you. Yaha. The sun is coming out here reversed, and that's leaving those who didn't want the deception to be discovered. They are set in this energy of a temporary depression, blocked joy, temporary dimming of their inner light, lack of success, difficulty in achieving their own goals. Give me this last one. All right, because they're backstabbers. And then you got the judicial branch that's in here. So they've been in there trying to work with those that's in the court systems. Not trying, they were. And now everybody's caught the fuck up. Damn. So the Eight of Wands is coming out here reversed. What's up? Sagittarius energy here. Be patient and be still. Allow that growth here. Okay, whatever's going on, they are in some heavy shit here. Yeah, they're going down swiftly. Release the feelings of frustration. Stop looking back. For some, you moved on. For some, you might be trying to look back because you're frustrated and you want to know what the fuck is going on. I know the goddamn truth, but what's happening? Well, be patient and still to allow that growth to happen. Right now, they're dealing with disagreements at work. It's a hectic, chaotic behavior and environment, but they're putting on all that makeup and shit to make it seem like nothing's going on. But nah, it's causing them to have lost chances at work, with investors, with projects. Okay, it's a slow flow of money. Nobody's showing them any love. Okay, but they're putting on the show to make it seem like they are being loved here. It's time to release the feelings of frustration because you may have discovered some self-sabotage through, or you may be creating these self-sabotage behaviors through your obstacles that you created here. Okay, all right. And don't forget, the elephant was also out here with that strong message. You are power. I grant you more wisdom and longevity. I grant you stability. Use your intuition. Focus on your physical strength. Time to build it up. Life is crazy but full of wonder and mystery. I am reminding you that you are protected by Mother Earth. Use your maternal instincts here. So whether you're a woman or a man, a female or a male, or even them and they, okay? Focus on that maternal instinct here, right? That motherly love, that energy of motherly love. It has nothing to do with sex here, okay? So in this third column was very heavy, and it came out with a lot of deep underground military bunker systems involved. We have NORAD that came out, North American Aerospace Defense Command. You have Mount Weather Base that came out. You have the 13th and the 14th Amendments that came out here. And then we also have Cook, Gutierrez, Ortiz, Cooper, Peterson, and Bailey. Could be last names, could be sub names, who knows. Let's get into the message, and we want 4 messages, divine and spirit. I'm looking at age 9, HPV cancer, and the new cults, they won't last, right? Something about black, dark matter, black. Okay, black is coming out. Mystery, the unknown, spiritual protection is here, right? Yeah, it's time for transformation and renewal. You are the new power and authority. Exploration of hidden realms is granted. Explore the universe, it is within you. Accept that you are the multifaceted nature. Okay, I'm looking at the 3 of Wands coming out here reversed. What's up, Aries? How y'all doing? So that's talking about they're getting no recognition for their embarked journey due to delays and roadblocks. So they're experiencing setbacks. Their hard work for some will be rewarded, But it's time for them to take time and plan and organize for future goals, because whatever they're doing, it's not working here. It's time for truth. So don't react. A lot of them are getting frustrated, but don't give up. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Truth. Okay? For some, they're feeling caged in their bunker systems. And this is a worthy lesson to learn for them. Falling over, right up, justice came reversed. Libra energy again. Justice came reversed, so that's talking about message. They're living in denial and illusions. They're not willing to accept consequences because they're running from the guilt. They're passing all their problems on to others, and it has unfair outcomes due to their actions. They're not accountable, and they have unfair work. So although they want their hard work to be rewarded, it's not accountable because it's unfair work. Due to their greed, envy, jealousy, untrustworthy actions, avoidance is necessary in all business dealings with them. Damn. Give me 2 more, Divine and Spirit. 2 more. It's a different fit. I started off doing the videos like this, right? From my laptop and from my phone here. But then I started going live because I'm like, man, my videos, it wasn't pushing out. So I don't know if y'all going to get this video or not. But much peace, light, and love to y'all and the darkness. So I'm looking at the 6 of Wands. What's up, Leo energy? And the 2 of Wands come in reverse as the final messages for this energy here, okay? So the 6 of Wands is talking about you're about to receive victory, celebration, because they were living in denial and illusions. You're about to receive achievement and public recognition for your efforts and hard work. It's time for you to rise above the challenges, because guess what? You've already done that, so accept it. Feelings of pride in your accomplishments is what you should be feeling, beloved. Okay, the 2 of Wands is coming reverse, and they are in fear of your change. It's causing them to be disorganized. It's causing that bad planning, lack of foresight, hesitation to step out of their comfort zone, and poor planning. Now for the final messages in regard to religion justify the conquest. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. Then we're going to pray. 5 of Cups is coming reverse. What's up, Scorpio energy? So significant recovery from regret, acceptance of the past. Okay, they want significant. They are having, for some who were ever connected to this religion or religious journey and you've disconnected, you're gonna have significant recovery if you regretted it. For some, you were suffering and grief was endured, but it gave you strength and resilience. Move on. Right? If you want financial stability, if you want that better position in your career, accept the past, but be aware of the implications of your actions. Come to appreciate the lessons learned, and that's falling on double agents. It just fell out my hand on double agents. What's going to come next? The Chariot is out here. The Chariot is out here offering you, you have overcome challenges to gain your victory. You have maintained control of your surroundings. I offer you the use of strength and willpower, which is critical at this time. Maintain focus, confident, and determined throughout this process of winding turns and detours. Be bold to achieve all that you should. Pursue the plan with the structured and ordered approach. Take charge of your situation. Next coming out is Page of Swords. Okay, what's up, air signs? What's up, y'all? So there's a clear, direct, and open communication coming through. So you're going to be curious, and with your intellect, it's going to cause you to have quick thinking here. So you're going to be very honest. Use that direct expressions of ideas. Okay, you have a sharp mind and you're eager to learn. Gather your information before you act. And for some, you may be speaking your mind without hesitation, and you might be guarded in nature. The last one is the Tower. I love it. So change is happening in the most radical and momentous sense. The old ways must and have collapsed. It's time to find another set of beliefs that are created by you. Keep your temper in check with upcoming issues. Foundational breaking changes here. Embrace change by abandoning the truths you have known prior to certain events. Be more genuine and authentic. All right, now let us pray. We rebuke all spells, rituals, and castings that are not of the highest frequencies of source love consciousness that may have been projected our way on all timelines, planes, and dimensions, consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously, knowingly and unknowingly. Anything and everything that we are all connected to spiritually, physically, mentally, energetically, and ethereally, it's all protected. All is transmitted into whatever was sent to us, and then it's sent back to its source, because we are already sovereign, and we are already free. Any agreements and any contracts that we may have agreed to while we were being on lower paradigms of existence of consciousness, they are already cut, burned, and ended on all timelines, planes, and dimensions, consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously, knowingly and unknowingly. Divine Collective, I know that I am sovereign. Divine Collective, I know that you are sovereign. Divine Collective, I know that the things that they are most afraid of is that together in consciousness, we are sovereign. It is done because we've already won. Beloved, it is done because we've already won. I can guarantee you it is done because we've already won. And so it is. Much peace, much light, much love, but especially that darkness because of dark matter. I love you.